taster, just like my Eggo waffles. I just want my Eggo waffles. I ain't trying to be aggressive, but people look at me like I'm an old man. I came back from resurrecting, they look at me like I came back from the dead like it's Resident Evil. But they don't even understand that I'm actually more human than you ever can. This is why I'm what you call the ex-human. I'm just different. I'm artistically different. Now, I ain't trying to have sex in no meat shop.
What's up, guys? What's up, my Archfiends of Chaos? This is your King of the Night, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, coming back at you with a brand new video. And this is going to be different than my other subjects, my normal subjects. Again, I try to branch out and do more stuff. So we're going to be talking about Tekken. Now, I finished my Tekken 7 streams, because I borrowed from Game Over Continue, which sub to Game Over Continue. I'll leave the annotations for that right there. But anyways, let's get back to on subject. But anyways, what makes Tekken one of the greatest fighting game series? For me, first of all, the simplistic gaming mechanics. It's like a 3D version of Street Fighter, but simple. Anyone can actually pick it up real easily. Now you might have to learn how to block yourself, because it's not like the B or X or whatever. You have to go back, but it's actually a simple gaming franchise when it comes to gameplay. And they never changed the gameplay except for the fact that in Tekken 6 and Tekken 7, in Tekken 6 and Tekken 7, you were actually able to use left or right controls depending on your gaming style, which I like a lot better because this makes it diverse for anyone to want to play it. Not to mention the multitude of characters with personalities and stuff like that. Now, it didn't get it got big, but it didn't get like super big until we got to Tekken 6, where we could customize our characters, so we can make our favorite characters like us. Hence why you see the version of Harang you see on the screen right there, to make it look like me. So it kind of gave but the characters have a good has personalities and good motivations. But also the fact that even though this is a game centered around the Devil Gene family, known as the Mishima family, it was actually a good story throughout the whole games, while also including other people's stories and involving them with the Mishima saga. The only problem with Street Fighter that I gotta say with Street Fighter, as much as I love Street Fighter as well, Street Fighter had a multitude of stories and they involved every single character. What I mean by it involving single character is every character had different stories that were separated from the stuff, like, the whole clones, the whole, Seth saga in Street Fighter 4 with Bison and, Akuma. This one, in Tekken, everything came together. Even the Street Fighter Akuma, even though I still question even today why he's even in the game, but even his story had something to do with the Mishima family. So everyone's story has something to do with the Mishima family. The Mishima family has affected everybody, even Harang and stuff like that, because the tournaments are run by the Mishima. And sure, they're getting something from it, but either Heihachi's destroyed a village, or they're trying to gain money to do whatever they need to do, or, to gain money to feed their families or something like that. Either way, the Mishima family has effect on everybody's lives in the Tekken universe, And as well as keeping it in between the family. When I mean keeping it in between the family, the main character, the whole game, yes, was about his whole family, the Mishima family, such as Kazumi, Heihachi, Jinpachi, Kazuya, and even Jin's mom, June. Of course, yes, I'm not gonna lie, the problem with Tekken games nowadays is that they retcon everything. Everything has been retconned. And of course, it's just like it is with fighting games. Mortal Kombat's been retconned twice. It's the same thing with Street Fighter, to some extent. You know, even the comics follow different canon than the game and Street Fighter. But anyways, with Tekken, that's the only problem I have with Tekken is that they retcon it, and it's just like with any game series, you know. But that's gonna happen. That's just gonna happen to get new fans into it. But it's also the character stories that I like a lot, you know. And sure, they have customization back then, but this was actually one of the main. Even though this came out, the first game came out in the early '90s. This is actually kind of a game I kind of grew up on. Except when I was a kid, I only played Tekken 3. I have not played the previous entries. I never played Tekken 1 or 2 until a little bit later. You know, until I'm a grown-ass adult man like I am. And that's just truth. But I still want to collect the whole series because I like the whole series. And I do want to get one of the figures just to put in my glass case. But nonetheless, it's like, you know, so I kind of grew up a little bit on. Me and my cousin played hours on end of Tekken 3 on the PlayStation when I was in Des Moines. This is when Game Over continues to live in Des Moines a long time ago. So it's a favorite. That's why I even got the pants like Jin Kazama. Because, you know, it's one of my favorite fighting games. You know, of all time. So, and I'm pretty good. I'm not going to say I'm like tournament tier, you know. I don't play competitive, but also I like the competitive modes. Now, Tekken 7 could do a lot more. Like, I think they do need to make a bigger roster. That's just a little criticism right there. Tekken 7 is a good game, but I think it should have a bigger roster, and we should, you know, it should be put, you know, they should do a little bit more for the competitive scene for the people who play these games competitively, you know, as an e-sport. But, you know, Tekken 7 was a mildly decent game. You know, it's worth the price tag that you get. The only problem is that we need to have a big roster. Now, I understand some characters were killed off in Tekken 5 and 6. I get that. I understand. But maybe DLC. I don't know. I mean, one thing I liked about Tekken 6 was when on PlayStation 3, now I played Tekken 6 all day, every day. I mean, all day, every day when it was on the PS3 when I got it. You know, and it's because it has a massive character roster. Now, if we were able to record videos and stream, I'm pretty sure I'd probably make like several dozens of videos of each character gameplay. Because it was a good, you know, it was really fun. It was really fun with all the characters. Now, I know they can't do all that because characters have died, you know. Continuities change, etc., etc. But just for the competitive scene at least, I don't know. If they added, like, 5 more characters, I'd be good. I don't care about having 12 more. That's up to them. But, you know. But anyways, like, what am I saying? Oh yeah. But these games are really fun. Don't get me wrong. I can see why before the PlayStation, these were on arcade machines before, and they still have it on arcade machines. If you go to Tapcade or T3, you could play different variations of Tekken 1, 2, or 3, or even the imported versions of those games. So it's really fun, and it's really fun. It's one of those fun fighting games that you can get everyone into. It's one of those fighting games that, you know, you can get casuals into. You can get people who don't even game at all to want to play Tekken. Even though, yes, it is kind of a Japanese fighting game. You know, simplistic controls, good story mode, good character, you know, good character personalities. Not to mention, you could actually relate to some of these characters. You could actually find a character. There's not one character in Tekken you cannot find out that you cannot find that you like, you know, that you could relate to. There are characters in Tekken that you could actually relate to because the personalities are real and stuff like that, and the representations of where the characters come from, as well as it ties into one story. The Mishima family, the Tekken tournaments, the Tekken Force, you know, even the special chapters like the War to Awaken Azazel. Everything is just perfect when it comes to the Tekken series. The drama and everything. It's almost pretty much like you pretty much like Final Fantasy storyline type of thing, where it has a good story, but also keeps to its original roots as a fighting game. That's what I liked about it. It was all, even the old Tekkens that didn't have very good graphics, was beautiful and artistically done, like a big stylistic type of game, you know, very stylized. And this is one fighting game that you can compete with your friends if you got time to drink a beer and have fun at someone's house. You can actually pretty much play a huge tournament, because there's not one character that you can't relate to. There are many of the characters you could actually relate to, as well as the fact that, you know, the characters look interesting and have different fighting styles, which made it perfectly. Even though I really hate to talk about fighting styles, because it gets me triggered when I talk about Eddie Gordo, but the whole Capoeira thing, even though that's a fun fighting style, you know, I really don't like the character Eddie on the fact that he's a spam character, but most other people would actually like that on the fact that you got different characters with different kind of fighting styles that make it unique to the player. Not to say Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat don't got any of that. They do. But I'm just saying, you know, Tekken was one of the ones who kind of pioneered a little bit of that stuff, even though Tekken was a 90s game, an early 90s game, you know. I can see why this franchise is so highly recognized, and also I can see why these games are successful in their own right. It's just the facts. It's the fact of the matter that even the Tekken Tag 2 games, even the Tekken Tag games were fun. Even though it only focused on the Jun Kazama thing, the Tekken Tag you gotta admit, Tekken Tag was pretty fun. You know, with stylistic cutscenes and stuff like that made you want to play it. And you know, even though I really don't care very much for tag team fighting games, Tekken Tag is something I can actually get into. As much as I can with Tekken 3 and Tekken 6, the way I did, as well. I mean, hopefully the PSN releases a Tekken Classics HD collection where you can play all the old Tekkens and, you know, enable an online mode, just so it'd be just like the PlayStation times, but you know. But the stylistic cutscenes and everything, you know, even for its time, it was advanced for its time, you know. It was advanced for its time, and that's what made Tekken games great, is the fact that, you know, I could get into these games. So, pretty much, yeah, this is exactly why I think, to be quite honest, that it had different variations of everything. A little bit of espionage with every single thing that made it good, as well as even the ending for each character. So that's why I think Tekken series makes one of the greatest fighting games of all time, and may the crystal be with you.